everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Figured we could talk some Scream theories. Let's see who we have here. Brother Blood is here. Welcome. Hey, Wrestling God. Glad you could make it. Hey, Muhammad. Welcome to the live stream. I agree. Stu will be back. There's been a ton of Easter eggs in both Scream 5 and Scream 6. So it's just a matter of time. Hey, Akira. How you doing? Glad you could make it. Hey, SMF. How we all doing today? Right now it's about 3 p.m. for me. I don't know what time it is for all of you. Hey, Tristan, welcome. How long will this be? I don't know. Probably at least an hour, maybe more. It depends. I do have some stuff I have to do today. But I am going to be busy this weekend coming up, so I won't be able to stream for the next few days. So I wanted to be able to pop on here while I have a free moment. Let's see. Hey, Jamie, welcome. You woke up at 3 p.m. or a.m.? It's 20:06 for you. What time is that? I don't know, like military time. I mean, I wish Scream 7 would come out right now, but we gotta take our time with this, you know? They have to take their time to get everything right, in my opinion. Hey, Bad Bear. Welcome. Hey, Peter. Welcome to the live stream. Who would you like filling up the roles of Melissa and Jenna since they are not in 7? I don't know. I'm just happy that we have Sydney back, you know? If we weren't going to get Melissa and Jenna, then Sydney was the next best option, in my opinion. So I'm just happy that we have her back. And I am eager to see the rest of the cast. Hey, Emma. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you can make it. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Fear the Phantom. Stu is the GOAT. I agree 100%. He's my favorite Ghostface, favorite character overall. I love Stu so much. It's 12:06 for Akira. Is that AM or PM? 8:07 p.m. for Jamie. Dusty says, I'd happily not have these past 2 movies as canon if that meant Dewey could come back. I know. I would love to have Dewey back, but I don't really like when franchises kind of erase past sequels, like with the Halloween franchise. You know, they kind of like redo things all the time. and forget about past sequels, which is interesting in a way. You know, if they did that for Scream, it would be pretty interesting to see. However, I do like that Scream is much more consistent than like the Halloween franchise, for example. But if they did choose to do this, I would be interested to see how it would play out. Hey, Carmen. I'm editing Stu versus all-female Ghostfaces. Nice. I'd still think that Stu killed Dewey because of the height discrepancy and the it's an honor. Yeah, I mean, I 100% think Stu is the one who killed Dewey for sure. We've talked about it a ton on the channel. Thanks, Mohammed. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to go for a little bit today. Hopefully an hour at least, maybe more. No promises, though. It's 2 p.m. in Indiana. Yeah, I know you guys live all over the place, so that's why I like to change up the times that I do stream so that everyone can kind of get a chance to tune in. Because I think when I do like evening ones for me, 7 p.m., it's like middle of the night in Australia, and I do have a lot of viewers in Australia, so I try to change it up. Scream 3 was kind of ignored. What do you mean? Like in the sequels going forward? Like they didn't really talk about Scream 3? I mean, it's definitely still canon. Dusty says, I'm glad there isn't any different timelines. It just annoys me that when 5 came out, they killed Dewey and then refused to kill any of the core 4 in 6. Yeah, I'm with you. It sucks that no one major died in Scream 6. And as sad, but as sad as I am that Dewey died in Scream 5, I do think that these movies need like big deaths. It does suck though that like Scream 5 was the first time we were seeing Dewey within a decade. So I do kind of wish he survived to at least go on to Scream 6, and then maybe they could have killed him in Scream 6. But yeah, I totally get it. Hey, Vera. Welcome. Glad you could make it. It's 10 p.m. for you. Stu is alive. Thanks to you, I have proof. Nice. Yeah, I've done a ton of videos covering Stu being alive. Have you ever heard of Fire Pro Wrestling? I have not. Theory. I think Sydney might burn the Ghostface maps by finding it in New York and just burning it. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to go back to New York in Scream 7. On TikTok, I saw that Amber is Stu Macher's niece. I don't think that's true. Yeah, that is a pretty popular theory. I've heard it a bunch here on YouTube and on TikTok. I think that's mostly because just the fact that she lives or lived in Stu Macher's house. I don't know. I mean, if she was his niece, then that would mean Leslie Macher is her mom, which that would mean that she was Vince's sister. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting theory. I just don't necessarily believe that it's true, but definitely would be interesting. What if Stu and Jill work together and actually kills Sam because of Billy? I mean, I would love for Stu and Jill to work together. You know, don't know if it's going to happen. I would love for Jill to come back and be working with Stu. That's like a dream scenario for me, but don't know if they're going to do that. I have said before, like, I think some fans already have a hard enough time wrapping their head around Stu still being alive. And I think the people who are making the movie are aware of that. So they might think that bringing back another Ghostface might be too much for people to handle, even though I personally would love that. You know, imagine they reveal Stu and our minds are blown, and then they also hit us with Jill. That would be insane. Akira says, in my opinion, Scream 2 is the worst Scream out of all. I don't like how Mickey got almost no screen time before he revealed himself, and it was just overall hard to even predict who the killer was. I agree with you. I don't like how little screen time Mickey got. I feel like they could have done so much more with his character. He's a great character, so it would have been nice to see more from him. I think the last scene that we see him is like in the police station, and then we really don't see him until the final act when he reveals himself. So I agree with you there. I personally don't think Scream 2 is the worst Scream movie. I think it's my third favorite. For me, it goes 1, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3. So I do like Scream 2. But I agree with you as far as Mickey didn't get enough screen time. Have you watched the TV show Friends? I have. It's not my favorite though, so I don't really have a favorite episode. Hey Jason, welcome to the stream. Would you be interested in seeing a Scream movie from the point of view of Ghostface? I would be interested in that. For sure. Hey Ethan, welcome to the stream. No worries if you're late. Not too late, we're just getting into things. Hey Ray, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Hey Z Smooth, I am well. I hope you are as well. Yeah, Amber being Stu's niece is a pretty popular theory. I have heard it several times from several different people. I'm not a huge fan of the theory, but it would be interesting if it was true. I like when they connect things to the past, so I wouldn't be opposed to it. What if Sydney would be Ghostface? I have thought about it before. I just don't think they'll ever do it. Would be a crazy twist. Would be a very good reveal if Sam was one of the Ghostface killers, if Spyglass secretly made a deal with Melissa. Yeah, I have thought about that. Because I have heard several people say, like, what if this whole thing with the drama with her getting fired was just like fake to to throw us off and have her come back as a Ghostface? I just don't see that happening. I feel like they wouldn't risk that drama with like real life events, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. It's always possible, though, I guess, that they secretly work things out with each other and they just don't tell us. But I don't think the initial drama was like fake. I do think it was real. Hey, Jay, welcome to the stream. I think the opening scene of Scream 7 should be Maureen Prescott's flashback scene and then Danny Brackett death scene. Yeah, I would love if they did a flashback to Maureen's murder. I've talked about it a bunch on the channel. Yeah, I would love that, especially because we're assuming that Scream 7 is going to have some similarities to Scream 3 because we've already had that with Scream 5 and 6 having similarities to Scream 1 and 2. So it's safe to assume that Scream 7 will have a lot of similarities to Scream 3. And if you remember, in Scream 3, Tom, when he's like flipping through the Stab 3 script, he says there is a flashback to Maureen's murder. So I think that would be great. I would love to see that. For sure. I've been thinking a lot about House of the Dragon lately. Don't think anyone here is interested in that. I love House of the Dragon. I watch it every Sunday. I'm all caught up. I don't know how many people here are fans of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, but I've been enjoying this season, but I don't know, it's a little slow, and I feel like there could be more that could be happening. But then when I think about it, like Game of Thrones at times was slow moving, but then the payoff is so good, sometimes they take their time building up these characters for something big in the end. I mean, this Sunday coming up is the penultimate episode, which is the second to last episode right before the finale. And in my experience with TV shows, usually the penultimate episode is very good. So I am excited for this Sunday. I hope that what's his name? Damon gets out of Harrenhal. I have somewhat been enjoying the storyline with Damon and Harrenhal, but at this point it's like, come on, let's move on. Like, We need him and his dragon in the war. Do you think Gale will die in Scream 7? I do. We have talked about it a bunch on the channel. You know, I think her time was in Scream 6. Like, that's when she should have died. She almost did. I thought she did at first. I shed a tear. And then, of course, she survived. So, yeah, I do think her time's going to come in Scream 7. Unfortunately, I am going to be sad when she dies, but it has to happen. You know, at this point, if she's in Scream 7, she'll have been in 7 movies. More than anyone from the original cast. More than Sydney. So yeah, I do think she's gonna die, unfortunately. Yeah, Mickey was a good killer. But I agree, they could have done more with his character. Hey Tyler, welcome to the stream. You know what would be amazing? A Scream movie about Mickey's origin, since he was the only Ghostface that was already a killer before Scream 2. A prequel would be awesome. I agree with you, Tyler. I have said a bunch on the channel that I would love to see like a prequel TV show. A limited series, you know, one season where there's like 13 episodes, one episode per Ghostface, and have it be a prequel episode for each Ghostface. You know, like episodes 1 and 2 would be for Billy and Stu, kind of see what they were up to leading up to Maureen's murder and in between Maureen's murder and the Woodsboro murders. And then, you know, we could also see like Roman reach out to Billy. Like you said, Mickey was a killer already. So who was he killing before the events of Scream 2? Let's see Nancy recruit him. There's so much that could be done with a prequel TV show. One episode per Ghostface. I would absolutely love to see that. Hopefully, maybe one day they will do it. Yeah, I would love to see a flashback of Maureen's murder. And maybe we'll find out something new about it. Like maybe Christina Carpenter helped Billy and Stu kill Maureen. That is something else that I have said. I feel like I'm always going to be sour about Dewey's death just because I'm a hardcore OG fan, but I understand why it had to happen. The fact it happened doesn't annoy me. It's just how they did it. I agree with you, Dusty. Whatchamacallit? My main issue with Dewey's death is how they did it. I wish that he died saving Gale and Sydney. I think it would have been way more emotional. It would have meant a lot more. Someone else has pointed out to me though, like the fact that he sacrificed himself for Sam and Tara, just proves like how good of a person he was, willing to save anyone, which is true. That's a good point. But I still think he should have died saving Sydney and Gale. It would have meant so much more. It would have been way more emotional. So yeah, I'm with you. Did Stu call Casey and Tara because the killer on the phone gives Casey a bonus question by saying, "What door am I at? And do you think I made it in your house?" Yeah, so okay. I did a video on this on my channel. I do think that Stu is the one who called Tara in Scream 5's opening. I do think that Billy was the one that was actually on the phone with Casey, but obviously Stu was there. He was present for it. So the fact that there are a lot of similarities between Tara's phone call and Casey's phone call, I think that only someone who was there for Casey would know that. There are a lot of clues during Tara's phone call that point towards it being Stu. I did a whole video on this. Please go check it out if any of you are not familiar with it. You can find it in my Stu Macher playlist. I think it's called something like "Was Stu Macher in Scream 5's opening scene?" But yes, thank you for bringing this up because that is exactly what I think. Hey, Among Us. Welcome to the live stream. No worries that you're late. We're going to go for a little while longer. Yes, House of the Dragon is awesome. I'm so happy that we have this like resurgence of Game of Thrones because I was a huge fan of Game of Thrones. And it sucks that like the ending of Game of Thrones kind of sucked. Hey, Jamie. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you could make it. Do you think Scream 7 might be the final film? I do not. There is a rumor that Scream 7 is going to be the start of a new trilogy. So I do think that we're guaranteed at least Scream 8 and Scream 9. This is just a rumor. So far, it's not confirmed. So I guess we'll see. But no, I don't think Scream 7 is going to be the final film. I do kind of think as long as these movies are making money, they're going to continue with them. I watched Saw 2 last night and realized that the detective's kid in the movie is Robbie Mercer. Yes, I knew this. I just recently rewatched Saw 2 like a month ago, maybe at this point. But before I rewatched it, I learned this from like TikTok. I saw a TikTok on it. Yeah, Robbie Mercer is the detective's kid in Saw 2. I thought Gale was going to die in the last movie. I was surprised when she didn't. I expect that she might not live through Scream 7. I am with you, Jamie. I I went into Scream 6 thinking she was going to die. Thought that she did. I thought she was going to die during that scene. And then, of course, Detective Bailey lets us know that she pulled through and she was at the hospital. So yeah, I don't think she's going to survive Scream 7. Among Us says, I have a question. Why did you start sharing your horror movie knowledge with us? And also congrats on 9K. Thank you so much, Among Us. Yes, I just hit 9K. Super excited about that. We're on the road to 10K. Why did I start sharing my horror movie knowledge? So I first started out on TikTok. I first started my YouTube channel a little over a year ago at this point. It was in March of last year, shortly after Scream 6 came out. I had been on TikTok for a couple of years at that point, making a lot of videos over there. But once Scream 6 came out, I realized that I had so much to share with people. And TikTok was more of like a short form platform where you make like quick videos. And I had a lot to say. So I decided to start on YouTube. My first video was about Stu Macher being alive. And it ended up being like 20 minutes long. Because like I said, I just had so much to share with you guys. And I mean, luckily my channel took off pretty quickly. I was so grateful that people were interested in what I had to say. And once my first video did well, I was hooked, and I just love talking about Scream mostly with you guys, but also some other horror movies. And I'm just excited to get more into it. Thanks, Jamie. Yes. I'm so excited that I just hit 9K. I feel like we've been growing pretty quickly. I've only been here for a little over a year, and I'm so grateful that you guys are interested in what I have to say. And I just love hanging out with you guys and talking Scream and other horror. For your prequel Scream Killers show, would they use the original actors or recast? That's interesting. I feel like if they made the show, they would probably recast. I feel like that's what they would do. Although I would love if they used the original actors, because I do feel like it's possible, with the technology that they have these days. They can de-age people. So I do think it would be possible to use the original actors, but I just feel like they would recast it, which is kind of unfortunate, but would also be interesting to see. Tyler says, I said it before, but I believe Christina Carpenter was the one who framed Cotton and helped with the murders, but had to quit because she was pregnant with Sam. That is an interesting theory. I do think there's a lot more to Christina than we know. I do think she had something to do with the original murders. I think she knew what Billy was up to back then. So, yeah, I think it's possible that she helped kill Casey Becker, possibly framed Cotton. Yeah, I think I think there's a lot more to Christina than we know. I think there's so much more that they can do with her character. And I hope that we can see her in Scream 7. I always thought that we were going to see her in Scream 7 because of how much they mentioned her in 5 and 6. Now that Sam and Tara are not going to be in 7, a lot of people think that we won't see Christina. I do think that there is still room to include her if they want to, It's obviously up to the writers and the creators. But I do think that just because Sam and Tara won't be in it doesn't mean that Christina can't be involved. She has a history with Sydney. They went to high school together. They shared a boyfriend. Maybe Christina wants revenge on Sydney for killing Billy. There's a lot of possibilities that they can do. So hopefully we get to see her. How much importance do you think Gale is going to have? Involvement, screen time, etc. I think she's going to be pretty important, especially now that Sydney is back. I do think that Gale played a pretty big role in Scream 6, even without Sydney. So especially now that Sydney is back, I do think she could play a big role. And considering that this very well could be Gale's final film, I do think that they're going to include her a significant amount. Hey, Chocolate Ice, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for hanging out, and thank you for moderating. Dewey should have been at Stu's house, where him and Judy go to investigate the house, but his partner gets killed by Amber, with Dewey getting injured outside, and Judy is left alone to face Ghostface. I would have liked that. I would have loved if Dewey and Judy could have lasted a little bit longer in the film. It would have been nice if they could have lasted until the final act. It would have been cool to see Dewey return to Stu's house, for sure. We have a super chat from the Willmeister. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mickey is my favorite Ghostface, but the only way I see that happening is someone is going over the files in live action. They come across sketches and drawings that are voiced by the original actors. Okay, so you mean the only way you see a prequel happening is someone going over the files voiced by the original actors. That's interesting. I actually hadn't thought about that. That is a good point. Like maybe they recast the actors, but have the original actors do a voiceover. That is interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, Willmeister. I appreciate you. Last time you joined was for the Scream 3 watch party. And I appreciate you coming back. Thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to do a Scream 4 watch party soon probably next week. Maybe Monday. I haven't scheduled it yet. The chat scrolled away from me, so I need to find where I was. Let's see. Jamie says Game of Thrones is in my top 10 shows of all time, but I was seriously disappointed with the ending. I am 100% with you, Jamie. Game of Thrones is also in my top 10. And I also was very disappointed with the ending. It sucked really bad. It had potential. There were things about the ending that I do think were good. But the way they chose to carry it out, I just feel like things were super rushed. You know, so like Daenerys' ending wasn't necessarily bad. I just feel like it was super rushed. It should have taken like 2 more seasons for her ending to happen, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it was super rushed. Hey, Issa. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you can make it. I think Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera will come back if Scream 8 was announced. I would love that for sure. I do think there's a chance that they can come back one day. Is that a new microphone? It's not. I've had it, but thank you so much. It's pink. I love the matching pink that I have now with my headphones and my microphone. Also, this color here is like changing. I don't know. It doesn't really show up right now, but it switches from like pink to blue to green. I love it. Do you talk about the TV series here? Given its reputation, I think integrating it into the film and making it a joke could be some motivation for Stu to come back. We have talked about the show a little bit on these live streams. Not so much in my like typical videos that I make. I did like one video on the show, and it is about the show possibly taking place in the same universe as the movies. Because Radio Silence did say, they confirmed that the Brandon James mask was spotted on the subway scene in Scream 6. So they kind of implied that the TV show takes place in the same universe as the movies. I don't really talk about the TV show that often on the channel. We do sometimes get into it on the live streams, but yeah, I wonder if they're ever going to do like a true crossover. Maybe we'll see some characters from the show in the movies. I don't know. I am going to take a quick break. I am not going anywhere. I am breaking one of Randy's rules, and I will be right back. Here we go. Sydney, Gale, Sam, Tara, and Dewey, and even Kirby and Judy should get their own spin-off. I mean, I would love to see that. Obviously with like Dewey and Judy, it would have to be a prequel, which I would be open to seeing. In that case, Scream 10 should be the one where Sam finishes her story if Melissa and Jenna come back. I hope so. I hope one day they can come back to the franchise. Jamie Kennedy himself thinks that they will be back one day. He doesn't have any like insider information, but he has said based on like the fan base that he's seen at the conventions, because Jamie Kennedy does these conventions with Melissa Barrera now. He sees how much of the fan base loves Melissa. So he does feel like she will be back one day. And I hope he is right. Ethan Landry is probably still alive because he's a virgin, and according to Randy, virgins always survive, and he is still moving when he gets the TV on his head. So I know this is a big theory out there. I'm not a huge fan of this theory because I'm just not a fan of Ethan. You guys know this here. We talk about it on the live streams all the time. How much I don't like Ethan. But I know it's a big theory. I just don't see him coming back. I feel like he's just not that big of a character for him to come back. Have you watched The Rookie? It's my favorite show. I have not. I am not familiar with The Rookie. Hey, Eunice. Welcome to the live stream. Glad you could make it. We're going to go for a little bit longer. Tristan says the ending of Game of Thrones was awesome. Don't hate me because I like the ending. There were certain things about the ending that I liked. Overall, I think it was not great, but there were certain things that were okay. You should make a fan film or audition for the Stab fan films. I don't know. I've like thought about this before, but I am not an actress, so don't know how good I would be. I've also considered I've literally considered remaking some of the scenes in Scream for my channel, just because I do have some of the like cosplay costumes. I have like a Casey Becker costume, Sydney from the first movie. So I have considered doing something with that, maybe for like the Halloween season, but like I said, I'm not an actress, so don't know how that would go. Do you believe Judy survived being stabbed multiple times by Richie? Or do you believe she died because her body could have just went into shock? Also, Dewey got stabbed 9 times and survived. Why not Judy? I mean, I guess it's possible because, it's not like she was shot in the head or had her head chopped off, nothing like that. But I don't know. I feel like if she survived, they would have mentioned something about it in Scream 6. So, no, I don't think she's alive. No. I would love to see her again, but it's crazy to think Randy would still be alive if they just let Gale's phone ring. I wish Randy was still alive. It sucks. Every time I watch Scream 2, I'm like, why? Why did you go near that van? Jamie Kennedy has this theory that Randy could still be alive and that he kind of faked his death to be like 2 steps ahead of Ghostface. I don't know. I would love to see Randy again. Ghostface tattoo? Yeah, I said if you guys help me get to 15K, then I will get a Ghostface tattoo and I will document it for YouTube. I will make a video out of it. We have a long way to go though. I just hit 9K. So my current goal is to hit 10K by the end of 2024. But once I hit 15K, I will get a Ghostface tattoo. So if you guys can help me in any way that you can, share the channel with anyone you might know who might be a Scream fan or a horror fan, please do so. And then I will get a Ghostface tattoo. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, my goal is by the end of 2024 to hit 10K. So we have about 6 months left of the year. So hopefully I can grow by 1,000 subscribers in 6 months. Thanks, 2 boys. If you could own any 3 props or items from any of the Scream movies, what would be your choice? Interesting. Maybe the voice changer from Scream 3. That would be a cool prop to own. What else? I don't know. I guess just one of the masks. Maybe Billy's mask from Scream 6. The aged mask, which, I do have it right up there, which I got from Spirit Halloween. But to have the actual mask from the movie would be so cool. What other prop? I don't know. Maybe just one of the knives from Ghostface. Jamie says, I've been doing YouTube for a long time now, since 2018, but I have always been a part of other people's channels and shows rather than a lot on my own channel. I really enjoy being a part of a panel. Well, I appreciate you being a part of the live stream, Jamie. I love having you here. You should do more on your channel, though. I would be interested to see what kind of content that you create. Ray says, I definitely have come around to the Christina Carpenter theories after seeing Sam's story again. It makes sense for Sam's story to wrap up with the missing mom. I am with you, Ray. I would love to see Christina play a role in Scream 7 for sure. I realize I am pretty behind in the chat. I'm going to try to get to everyone. But if you have a pressing question you want me to reply to, you can always send in a super chat. Those guarantee a reply. And I greatly appreciate them. But I am working my way through the chat, so just bear with me. Wrestling God says, I have another theory. Do you think that Christina, who is Cotton's girlfriend in Scream 3, do you think she is Sam's mom? Because the character's name Christina. Well, so Cotton's girlfriend's name is Christine, not Christina. So there is a slight difference there. I actually have realized that before, like their names are pretty similar. No, I don't think that she is Sam's mom, but if she was, that would be a pretty crazy revelation for sure. Damien says, I think Scream 7 might be a little predictable. Yeah, so when it comes to like the Stumacher theory, some people think that it might be a little predictable for Scream 7, which I get where they're coming from. Some people say, like, you know, so many people are expecting Stu to come back, so it might not be that good of a reveal. But in my opinion, I'm still like, the way that I think about it is, will they or won't they? Will they actually pull this off with Stu coming back? So even though I'm expecting Stu to come back, I still will be surprised if they pull it off. Judy should have been a final girl. They did her and Dewey dirty in Scream 5. Yeah, I mean, I do think that these movies need big deaths, so I'm okay with her dying in Scream 5. Would it be wild if Sydney's older kid was one of the Ghostface killers in high school? I mean, it would be pretty wild. I'm kind of torn on this. Like, I do think it would be a crazy twist, which I'm always a fan of a crazy twist, but at the same time, it would be really sad if one of her kids was a Ghostface. But, you know, I always say you want to feel something in these movies. So if her kid ended up being a Ghostface, you would be like shocked, angry. So I don't know. It might be a good twist. Did you watch the Friends reunion? I did, yes. Ever since finally completing the series, I've been delving into theories. Absolutely love your theories. I still have to rewatch Scream 3, but I still don't trust Mark for some reason. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do think that Mark is a little suspicious in Scream 3. I have talked about this a bunch on my channel. In fact, we just did a Scream 3 watch party recently, like a few days ago. And there are several scenes in Scream 3 where Mark is pretty suspicious. And I do have some theories on my channel, like what if he was originally a Ghostface in Scream 3 and we just never found out about it? What if we find out in Scream 7 that he was Roman's partner and he kind of gave up the plan once he started to develop feelings for Sydney? And maybe she finds out about it in Scream 7. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. I have a theory. What if Christina Carpenter was the one who killed Principal Himbry to cover for Billy and Stu, and was the one who stalked her outside the house and attacked her in the bathroom? It is a pretty popular theory. I know a lot of people think that Christina might have been like the bathroom Ghostface. I don't know. It's possible. Obviously, at the time when they made the first movie, she wasn't a character, but you know, I do think that they obviously created the character of Christina for Scream 5, and I have pointed out on my channel before that there is a character in Scream in the first Scream called Chrissy. They walk by Billy and Sydney in the hallway at school, and her name is Chrissy. So what if they heard this character name and decided to build a character off of this random background character called Chrissy? I don't know. It's always possible. We need one more season to let us know who killed Kieran. I agree with you, Brother Blood. I would love to have one more season for the Scream TV show. I want to know who killed Kieran. Was it Emma's dad, which they kind of made it seem like it was him at the end? Or was it Brandon James? No, I made it back. I'm alive. Hey, Alex, welcome to the live stream. Let's see where we are in the chat. Fear the Phantom says, I wish they would utilize Halloween more in Scream. I feel like it was only done in Scream 6 for the subway scene, which was cool. But imagine trick-or-treating in high tension with lots of Ghostface costumes. I mean, I loved that they had Halloween in Scream 6. It was definitely something different for the franchise. And that's kind of why I hope that they do Christmas in Scream 7. It was a rumor back like last fall that Scream 7 was going to take place during Christmas. This was before we got the unfortunate news that Melissa was fired and Jenna quit. So I don't know if they're going to go through with this. But I would love to see Christmas time during Scream 7. We have a super chat from Zork. Thank you so much, Zork. I appreciate you joining the live stream and moderating as always. Roman should have been the lead detective and Mark his partner. This would have given him more scenes with Sydney and his reveal would have been better. That's interesting. If Roman was like the lead detective working with Mark. I mean, I do agree with you. Like, Roman should have had at least one scene with Sydney. It's so frustrating that Roman and Sydney didn't have at least one scene together, because that's my issue with the reveal in Scream 3. That Sydney's like, who are you? I don't even know who you are. But yeah, if Roman had been a detective with Mark, that definitely would have changed the dynamic of the movie for sure. And I agree with you. His reveal would have been better if he had been working with Mark, like had a couple scenes with Sydney. So it's just so unfortunate. But thank you so much for your super chat, Zork. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Let's see where we are in the chat. Sometimes it scrolls away from me and I lose my spot. Let's see, where was I? If Stu returns in Scream 7, I wonder how his character will play out in the movie. Yeah, like I said, there's so many possibilities that they can go with. Maybe they reveal him in the final act, which I'm kind of expecting. But some people are speculating that maybe they will kind of at least let the audience know that Stu's back in the first half of the movie. And maybe not let the characters know, but just let the audience know. So there are a lot of possibilities. Let's see. Yes, I did just hit 9K. I'm so upset that they killed Quinn off in Scream 6. It would have been cool to see her return in Scream 7 or 8, or even join Stu's cult for revenge. I agree. It would have been cool if one of the Ghostfaces from Scream 6 could have survived. If I had to pick which one, it would be Quinn. And that was the original plan. We just recently found out the original script for Scream 6. Quinn was supposed to survive and like go to jail. And if that was the case, I do think that she would have returned in Scream 7, possibly a part of Stu's cult. We do learn that she says Stu was her favorite and she wore Stu's mask. So I don't know, it's crazy to think about the possibilities and what could have been. I will be right back again. I'm not going anywhere. I have to turn off my AC. It's very cold in this room. So just give me 1 second. Okay, I made it back alive. We're probably going to go for about maybe 20 more minutes. So if you have any questions or comments you want to get, send them in now. And I will try my best to get to all of them. It is difficult to get to everyone just because there's so many comments. So if you want to send in a question that is guaranteed a response, you can definitely send in a super chat. Those take priority and they are guaranteed a response from me. Oh, we have a super chat from Silver Princess. I actually was wondering where you were, Silver Princess, because it's been a little while since you tuned in to a live stream. And we were just talking about Game of Thrones earlier and House of the Dragon. And I was wondering where you were. So you said, I am currently working on my longest script so far. Why Alice Johnson Nightmare series is my favorite female protagonist. Currently at 40 minutes. Interesting. I will definitely check it out once it's posted. Once it's up, let me know somehow when it's posted. Comment on one of my videos or one of my community posts letting me know when your video is up so I can check it out, because that definitely sounds interesting. If you guys are not already subscribed to Silver Princess, definitely go check out their channel. They definitely have some interesting videos on their channel. But thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Like I said, we're probably going to go for another 20 minutes. I do have some things I have to get to. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stream this coming weekend. So my earliest stream is going to be Monday. We have to do our Scream for watch party soon. Can you please do a Who Killed Who in Scream 5? It's easy. Amber did all the kills. I do have to do my Who Killed Who for Scream 5. I've been putting it off because I do feel like I have to rewatch the movie to get things right, even though there's really no way of like who actually killed who. It's really just all speculation. I do think that Richie had some kills. I don't think it was all just Amber. But yeah, I have to do a Who Killed Who for Scream 5. The real reason we never see Sydney and Roman together is because Neve Campbell was doing a show or a movie around the time. Yeah, she was filming another movie at the time, so that's kind of why she wasn't in Scream 3 that much. I don't know. I wonder if she had been available to do the entire movie, if they would have done a scene between them two. Hey, Ramona. Hey, dude who loves movies. Yes, please, if you have not done so already, please give the stream a like. It helps out the channel for sure. Hey, Balloon Boy. What if Randy had a kid with Karen Kolchak? I know, this is actually like a pretty popular theory. What if Randy has a kid out there that we might get to meet in future Scream movies? You know, we know that he slept with Karen Kolchak. What if they had a kid? Thanks, Zork, for providing the link for Silver Princess's channel. What if Sydney had a child with Derek? I mean, I don't think this is very likely. We have another super chat from Zork. Thank you so much, Zork. Neve was filming a TV show alongside Jennifer Love Hewitt called Party of Five at the time of Scream 3. I consider this my Scream and I Know You Did Last Summer crossover. Is that right? Were they still filming Party of Five at the time? I've never seen the show, so I kind of thought that the show ended before this time frame. I could be wrong. I really don't know much about Party of Five. I always thought that Nev Campbell was filming a movie, like some random movie during Scream 3. But yeah, I do think it's interesting that Nev Campbell and Jennifer Love Hewitt were in a show together in the 90s. And then they both went on to be in like these popular slasher franchises written by Kevin Williamson. I think that's so funny. And then, obviously, I Know You Did Last Summer is coming back. Um, the next movie is in the works, which should come out next summer in 2025, around the same time as Scream 7. So I do think it's interesting that both of their popular slasher franchises are making a comeback around the same time. Thank you so much for your super chat, Zork. I appreciate you. Hey, Leaky. I am good. Thank you. Party of Five ended in May of 2000. So she may have been filming both at the same time. Okay, I didn't realize that. It was asked of the directors of Scream 5. There are two types of killing methods in Scream 5. The directors approved Richie kills by shoving a knife into the throat. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious that there are two different types of killing styles with the ghost faces in Scream 5. I feel like Amber's is a little more chaotic and very stabby, whereas Richie's is very clean and efficient. So I do think Richie killed Vince because it was just one stab to the throat. Very efficient, I don't think that was Amber. We have a super chat from Alex. Thank you so much, Alex. According to Beyond the Mask, one initial plan for Scream 7 was to kill off Tara Carpenter. Now I want to know who the killers were going to be. Yeah, I am aware of that Beyond the Mask video. I honestly don't know where he gets his info from. But yeah, I'm with you. I wonder who the killers were going to be. I wonder, who knows, like, was Tara going to be the opening kill for Scream 7 initially? I don't know. It's always going to haunt me what would have been if Melissa and Jenna stayed on for Scream 7. But yeah, I actually haven't watched the full video from Beyond the Mask, so I do have to check it out so I can learn a little bit more. But yeah, I did hear that Tara was supposed to die. I wonder how that would have played out. Thank you so much for your super chat, Alex. I appreciate you. Hey, movie podcast. Do you think Cotton Weary will appear in Deadpool 3? I don't know. I don't think so. So, yeah, he played. What did he play? Was he Wolverine's brother in the Wolverine Origins? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's going to appear in Deadpool 3. I could be wrong. But I guess it's always a possibility. So Richie had 2 kills or 1 kill? I don't know. I honestly, like I said, I have to rewatch Scream 5 to kind of figure it out. I don't know. Okay, so we are going to end the stream now. Unfortunately, I wish I could hang out with you guys all night long. We have been going for an hour and a half, which is awesome. I didn't know if we would be able to go this long tonight. I kind of was expecting to do a really quick one, but we went a little bit longer. Like I said, I unfortunately will not be able to stream this weekend. I do have a lot going on this weekend, so the earliest stream is going to be possibly Monday, but I'm not sure yet. If not Monday, then definitely Tuesday. So definitely stay tuned for that. Make sure all of your notifications are on so that you don't miss when we go live. Because sometimes I don't plan these things ahead. We just kind of do it randomly. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday night. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.